My name is Patrick Heron. I am a life coach, and now I call myself a comeback coach. I founded my business called The Brave Advantage. And what I do is partner with seven-figure coaches who run group coaching programs for entrepreneurs, and will do whatever it takes to make sure that all their clients succeed.
What exactly is the problem that you guys solve for the client that you work with?
A quick statistic is that 90% of people who join group coaching programs, they don't finish them. So that's a huge issue that I'm trying to address.
What's your statistics based on? Can you prove that statistics for me? Did you do a research or something?
To be honest, I do not recall this source. Totally caught me off guard. But I certainly read that. And I
Okay,
have
even it's
confirmed,
okay. Even it's
from my own experience that it is a
yeah.
reality. I've been in a lot of group coaching programs, and it is true that the
Have
majority.
you personally had the situation where like you're in a group coaching program and there are other people in there as well? Maybe you finish up and then there are a lot of persons or some persons who did not finish up with you. Have you had any of such experience?
That is right. Well, since they are a group program, there is a group factor to it, of course. And I have had the opportunity to talk to some of these people. And, you see a lot of everything, to be honest. People way ahead, people stuck, people who are barely getting started with the program, struggling with the earlier lessons.
Yeah.
And also, one actually very useful factor for me to understand how I can measure the rate of success of a program is when some of these big group programs give away rewards or trophies, right? Acknowledging a certain
Yeah.
milestone has been hit. And many entrepreneurs running these programs don't mind sharing their numbers, even though they don't usually emphasize the negative. They do say that they have given away a certain amount of rewards. And by looking at, with some simple math, they can exactly know how many join and how many do succeed at the end, right?
I'm aware that not so many people like who hop in on coaching program get results. I am aware of that. What I'm not aware exactly of in terms of statistics is them not finishing the coaching program. Is it that they don't finish the coaching program or they don't get results?
Oh, that is a great question. In the vast majority, do not finish the program. But I do get what you're saying. And as a matter of fact, I
Yeah,
have been in that position where I did
yeah,
the whole program but didn't get the results. So I totally
yeah,
get what you're
yeah.
saying. But in most cases, it tends to be the form. People get stuck at some point in one step.
As entrepreneurs, we tend to think that once you get started, you're going to get results almost immediately. And then we're excited with that ideology. We're excited with that notion like, once I put in the work, I go through this coaching program or this course, the next thing is I'm getting results. Sometimes it happens like that, but most times, no, it doesn't. The only way you can get results is through consistency. If you're starting out newly, you're definitely going to face harder challenges because you're new in the system, you're new to the approach, you're new to the strategy, and you're going to face a lot of challenges. However, if you see the event of failing as a process of refining your skill, refining your ability, your capacity, so that you can execute even better, then you're going to suck less. And the more you suck less, the more you're closer to getting results. And I mean, this ideology of getting quick results, I mean, it's cool. Milestone results is cool. I encourage you get milestone results because sometimes you need a self encouragement, self motivation, butterflies in your tummy that makes you feel excited, like just accomplished something, right? But the big picture, the end goal, comes with you being consistent with taking certain kind of action. Before we go on, we're going to get back to the question I asked. What problem do you help your clients solve?
I work with two types of clients, which
Okay.
these two are actually closely related to one another. So my main offer is partnering with seven-figure coaches. So basically, that is solving the problem of people not succeeding from top to bottom.
Sorry, I'm going to hold you there. I'm going to hold you there. What you just said, honestly speaking, is vague. So you said helping people to achieve success from top to bottom. Honestly, that's not clear. First of all, what kind of success? What do you mean from top to bottom? What is your offer like working with seven figures coaches? If you're not clear with your messaging, with what problem you're solving, then it's going to be difficult for someone to identify with you and like, okay, I want to work with Patrick because I know Patrick can solve my problems. And it's okay if you're not exactly clear about it. We could deal with it right now on this call and be clear about it. So when you collaborate, when you do a JV with seven figure coach, what problem do you solve?
Well, I think when you take it more hard on business, I guess,
Yeah.
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 you would say that problems, solving problems for a business, let's put it this way, is to
Yeah.
reduce churn, people canceling the services, increase retention, people staying longer and
Wow.
therefore paying more,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
And also reducing their acquisition costs. So rather than continue enrolling more and more people in the big machinery of marketing, they can just, make more out of each person that's coming into their funnels. So the problem is that the ROI is like probably not worth it. They could spend the whole, budget into throwing leads to them, and they don't stay for long enough.
If you're increasing retention, you want the clients to remain in your system. And if they remain in your system, what happens? You're getting more revenue from the client. If you're reducing churn rates, that means you're having more retention. And if you're having more retention, you're having more revenue. So the aspect of reducing cost of acquisition, amazing, because that would help your ROI skyrocket if you're reducing cost of acquisition, which is amazing. When you got started ahead, you talk about mindset. How would you describe or explain the next level mindset?
The next level mindset basically means breaking with the concept of learning from the best. It's okay to learn from the best. It's okay to try them out, what they do, but it's going to get to a point where you're just going to have to do your own thing.
There's a concept called the be, do, have. And I learned this from Mary Gordon. So what you want to have is 150K in the next 6 months. To be able to have it, you have to do, which is activity. There are certain kind of activity that you have to do that will create that result that you want. However, for you to be able to carry out those activities, you have to become the person who have the capacity or capability to perform those activities that will give you the result. So if you don't become, you cannot do. And if you cannot do, you can't have. It's getting to the end of the year already, and then you hear people start coming up with new year resolutions, goals, and all of that. By the end of the day, not everybody gets to achieve their new year resolution, their goals. Anyone can dream, anyone can write down goals, but not everybody gets to achieve it. And why? The reason is because they do not carry out the activity that should bet the goal, the result that they want. And the reason why they could not carry out the activity is because they are not the person. They don't have the inherent capability of the person who can carry out the activity. So that's the concept of the be, do, have. The reason and what you said as regards people going through coaching program and they don't get the results and then they drop out of the way, the primary reason is because they get overwhelmed about the implementation aspect. If your goal is to make 150K between 9 and 6 months, then in my head I'm thinking you should be ready to sell high ticket. Yeah, you should be ready to say high ticket if you want to make 150K within 6 months, especially if you're just starting out, because that's the fastest way you can get to 150K. Trust me, you don't want to try to serve 1,000 people at the same time, like with a low ticket offer. Trust me, you don't want to do that. It's going to burn you out. Speaking from my experience, it's going to burn you out. High ticket is going to get you this. If you have a high ticket offer of 10K and then you have 20 persons, you've literally gone beyond your goal. But the point here is, I'm recommending, yes, you can get people in through low ticket into your offer. That's 100% okay. But sell them high ticket at the back end. It could be 3K, it could be 5K. That makes sense. But at the same, clarify your offers and make this thing work. Because if you don't clarify your offers, it's going to be difficult to clarify the problem you solve. Rather, that's what I mean by clarify your offers, because your offers emanate from the problem you solve. Once you know the problem you solve, then you create your service, your process, your system, your framework. Your framework becomes your offer, and that's what you market, that's what you sell.
It does seem like you have a very good service, so it's good to, be in your circle, I guess.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate your time, Patrick.